Hello everyone, this is Stanley, or Dream Sword, as you probably know me more, and this is Radiant Mythology 2. It's been 2 whole years since I covered Radiant 1, and I felt so bad about the not as good quality of those videos that I went and made sure that this was top-notch stuff. This is using the menu patch, as you can read here, by the translators who kinda just put their name all over the opening message. And as you watch me see my OC, I will say I have a guest here with me. Introduce yourself.
Oh, hi. You probably don't know me, but anyways, I'm Kebasa. I do videos for Tales.
Kebasa? Your name,
What?
bro.
Okay, I'm Kev, ASSA02, whatever. Like, I don't know how to... It made sense in Spanish, okay?
Is it like K-Pasa? Is that what it comes from?
It's an exaggeration in English. It's Spanish. Well, anyways.
Yeah.
Where are you recording this from, actually? I'm a little curious, because it's really good.
I got component cables for the PSP, and that did everything.
Oh, yeah, how you... That's the way you recorded that game you died a lot, Destiny, Shadow of Destiny.
Yeah, Shadow of Destiny. That's how I recorded that, too. Which, by the way, maybe it's different nowadays, but back when these games were in their heyday, frickin' nobody had component cables for PSP, so all the videos were not in the best quality. But, I'm here to rectify this, and I love this. You can either have regular Asian, super Asian, black, or pale as a ghost. So, I went for regular Asian, which isn't accurate because, I mean, if we had a skin tone that was, like, in between this and black, then that would be the one I would go with, but we don't, so.
Do you have an idea of what you want your original character to be like?
Yes, for those who didn't gather, whenever I'm playing games like this, I usually just base the player character off my OC, so I try to make it as close as I possibly can.
These voices, though.
Yeah, I know. And I just went with voice 10, which, I don't know, one friend said to me it sounded like generic teen hero, and I was like, sure, why not?
All of them
Whatever.
sound like generic 10 heroes.
Not number 3, number 3 sounds like Mao.
Actually, I think that when you beat the game, you unlock Cello's voice, so you probably...
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Fastoino!
Yes, and this is the beginning of the story. You all can thank Kev for giving me a general idea of what's going on. We'll try to fill you in here on everything that's going down. And, basically, the scenario right now is Kanono and Camille are out doing laundry, and they're talking about stupid shit. Because, really, who cares? I already don't like these two.
You
Then
don't
the
like
World Tree
Camille?
happens. No!
And then this happens. Totally normal.
Yeah. How did they not notice that, is my question.
Kanano does, because she's special or something.
今の光、世界樹が何かを出してたみたい。まあ、何かしらね。見失っちゃった。
Here I imagine she's just like, what was that noise?
You know what
like
would have
over
been amazing? It would have been amazing if Reed appeared out of nowhere and went like, because, and then the descender fell.
So yeah, whereas in the first game we kind of just woke up in the World Tree, here the World Tree's like, ugh, and just shoots my ass out of a cannon.
And you're smiling.
Yeah, this screen makes me giggle. The downside of them letting you choose your mouth is it makes a lot of cutscenes really hilarious, because you always have that expression. Always.
Yeah. So, they're very confused that you came from the sky, and Peniel is already hitting on you because she's obsessed with, handsome men. I have no idea how her species work, but isn't that like bestiality?
Yeah, pretty much. Also, she has terrible taste if she's fucking going after me, man, I'm just saying.
Well, you're the AU.
Yeah, I know. And chat wastes no fucking time. It's like, hey, what's up?
I'm your fucking captain.
Yeah. You know, I was really stoked when the trailers first revealed that the Van LT was gonna be in this game because, you know, me being a fan of Eternia, and I was just like, holy shit, we get a ship! And then unfortunately they didn't do as much as I wanted them to do. I was thinking they would actually let us like fucking sail around and shit, but no.
Well, yeah, but point and click is a lot more budget friendly.
Yeah, it is. That's why a lot of RPGs around the time did that.
Though it's nice that they use this as an excuse to like present the initial characters sort of as pirates. Like,
Yeah.
they're good, but they don't do much.
Yeah.
それじゃあこの方ここにいてもいいんじゃないんでしょうか船長さん
So yeah, chat's like, hey, yeah, you can bunk here, but we're gonna put you to fucking work. So better shape up.
Yeah, because at first they decide like, yeah, what if we bring him back to where he belongs, the country he belongs, but the descender doesn't remember anything, so.
Right. And of course she's like, hey Konono, you show him around and do stuff. And this is also the first time Konono's actually a party member in one of these games. God, I wish she wasn't.
She's pretty useful in this game though in battles.
Yeah, well, she dies easy. And yeah, there she is, all her glory.
For people who don't know, in this game there is an extremely high weapon bias, because broadswords and axes get a lot of attack, and they don't lose any speed for that.
Nope.
So suddenly characters like Konono, Luca, and Baek are really, really good.
Mm-hmm. And if you're wondering, Konono's just like, you shouldn't go there yet because you have to talk to people. I'm like, oh, okay.
So...
And here, you know, as you might assume, it's like, this is the engine room where you can talk to chat and blah, 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 and all that.
Yeah, the funny thing is she reintroduces herself here without voices, which is weird.
Yeah. Maybe it was from the demo, and they just didn't edit it, or something.
Oh, that's a good assumption.
I just now noticed that my character has a fanny pack. What the fuck? When did I get that?
That's the thing, I think according to like the concept art, that's how he summons his weapons. Like he puts the thing there and it's like. so
I literally have a bag of holding. Okay. Cool. Well, whatever. But yeah, that skit is literally just her going, "This is a skit. Do this thing." And I'm like, okay.
And Chad is like, "I'm going to sit here and accept quests, and I'm not going to do anything else."
Which makes me wonder, when you put her in your party, who the fuck runs the guild counter while she's away?
She never leaves the counter. She just leaves the moment you leave, basically.
Yeah, I know, but like when you're away on a mission, though, who fucking sits there?
I don't know, Keel?
I mean, I would assume Peniel, but I don't know.
Imagine Keel. I'm the captain of this ship. Everyone has to do what I say.
Pretty much. I can imagine him being hilariously ineffective at it too. But so yeah, here I'm just kind of running around. I'm like, oh hey, Innocence characters, hi.
I'm looking real bad. Nice
to meet you.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Yeah, that's a little time hollow shout out for you. But anyway,
Iria gets really mad because Luca is being extremely polite. Iria quickly realizes that they are pirates, so she doesn't need to be formal. And she tells you that you're going to be her slave now, and then Luca goes like, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah. Although that makes me wonder, because I actually forget, are they the only Innocence characters in this game, or are there others?
Spada joins later.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. And here your options are be formal or be informal, and I'm those who don't know, since I can't read shit, I'm just determining everything by coin flip. So the coin determined be informal.
To which Luca was like, I'm sorry, I didn't want to say that.
Yeah. So, yeah. Here we're just running around the ship, looking where everyone is, and, oh look, it's everyone's favorite character from Tempest.
Oh!
Yeah, I'm surprised that the Tempest characters are, like, here from the get-go, actually.
Well,
Because, like,
they
Innocence
probably-
I can understand, and Eternia I can understand. But Tempest, like, why are they here?
Because they didn't care to give them in country, actually.
Ah, I see. That makes a lot of sense.
So, very first conversation, and Ruby is a bitch. She's like, "Oh, it's going to be fun to be around you because you're not Caius."
She just shits on Caius for no reason in this game. I don't understand. Because, like, even in Tempest, she wasn't that much of a bitch. Like, yeah, she was a bitch, but not to this degree. Jesus Christ.
Every other sentence, she bitches or whines here, especially in the third game.
Oh, good. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew, but in the third game, they requested polls, like, which characters you wanted to be in story missions. For some reason, Rubia ended up with Eugene.
What?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay.
So Rubia is like, "We're in the volcano! I saved this!" And Eugene is like, "Please, don't yell."
And here, Peniel is just kind of doing more introductions and shit. And apparently, she likes being a housemaid. Make of that what you will.
She also reads a lot of quote-unquote romantic novels, which sounds really weird, but okay.
So porn. She reads a lot of porn.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, she's not Mormo at least. I'll give her that.
Oh, also, she came here with Kanono, and that's really weird because she's supposed to be an extinct species. There's a lot of things about Kanono that's weird.
People hated Mormo so much that they wiped out his race. Oh man. I can't blame him though, to be honest.
I love how Kanono doesn't participate into any of these scenes. She's like, "Okay, I'm going to just watch. Are you done?"
Yeah.
"Oh, okay."
And there she's like, that's where the shops are. You don't want to go there yet. Like, why not? Whatever.
Because you still have to see Reed!
Oh yes, this is where I was so happy.
Also, bonus points for putting Reed on the spot he is in the actual game.
Yeah. And Keel's just like, sup. And then Farrah's like, whoa bro, you need to introduce yourself. And Keel's like, I ain't got you shit.
Yeah, just for context, in Japanese it's really impolite to like start asking questions, especially using informal pronouns without introducing yourself. Of course in English it's still impolite, but it's more in Japanese.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone's introducing themselves here. Farrah calls Keel a nerd, because he is.
What do you mean I'm a nerd?
Yeah, but then later on he's like, by the way, if you need to know anything, hit me up. Okay. But I think Alpha Systems really likes Keel, because he's in a lot of scenes, especially early on.
Actually, Alpha Systems really likes intellectual characters, as you'll see later on. Like Rain, Keel, even Harold, and Jade, of course. They get a lot of screen time compared to the other characters. They're like, these should be the actual main heroes.
And whatever, Reed for life. Just saying. And you know, it's kind of funny, of course, sort of mirroring Eternia, being a sea marine, Keel's lifelong dream has been realized. So, you know.
Yeah, he's really proud to be part of the team, though he's sort of like just there to do field work. Field work, is that how you say it in English?
Yes. And here, chat's just like, here's where you get quests and shit.
Press the start button! What do you mean you didn't find your start button?
That's what I always... as a kid, I would always make that joke, just at video games in general. Whenever they tell you to, like, press and hold the square button, I'd be like, what fucking square button? I don't have anything!
And they're like, let's murder some monsters. Yay!
You're right.
With her soulless smile.
So yeah, here's where, if I'm remembering right, chat tells Kanono to go shopping with, which, you know, thinking about it, in Eternia all the shops were run by, like, actual merchants and shit. Here they're not run by anybody, so are you just literally giving chat money?
Oh, that's a good point.
Like, if so, chat's got, like, the most fucking convenient business ever. She will never lose profit.
Yeah, that's a good point you make now, because in the third game, this shop is run by the Orisoran.
Yeah.
So, who the fuck manages the money here? Like, I don't imagine Jats. Well, anyways, that's too philosophical for Alpha System. They were
this
just
is
like
a great shop machine. You can't use it yet.
This is a great shop machine. This is what the great shop looks like in other games. It's just a trail.
This is the gachapon machine. I mean the item shop. This is the other item shop that sells the same thing. And then specifically this little thing is your weapons and armor.
Yeah, despite there being clearly swords there.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. It's like, what? Whatever.
And why do they need to buy them if they're just right there?
Just take them. No one's running these shops. But if you want my advice, buy a weapon for yourself and Kanono, because otherwise you're going to be doing 1 damage in the first dungeon. Have fun with that. And then after that, stock up on apple gels, and then with whatever you have left, buy armor. That's my advice.
Yeah. I haven't finished Raya Mythology 2 because Raya Mythology 3 kinda came out, and I switched games and never came back. But in Raya Mythology 2, it's actually very important to have TP restorative items, because TP is really, really bad in this game. You start with a lot of max TP, but it's not going to grow a lot, and arts cost incredibly a lot. You run out of TP very fast in this game. So, this game has the wonderful system where you can program your AI, so make sure they always have use an orange gel on there, or use a lemon or pineapple gel on there. Always. So, yeah, for people who don't know, Alpha System, Alpha System, I always say it wrong, are the developers that made the original Rhythm Mythology, Naraki Dungeon 2 and 3, which are unrelated to the first game, and of course Tales of Innocence. So, since they made Innocence between Rhythm Mythology 1 and 2, they decided to take basically everything they learned from Innocence into this game. And it shows.
Oh yeah, there's an incredible amount of polish.
The battle system is a lot better. It's a lot faster, and the AI is programmable, like Innocence. And you have Infinity Jam, which I don't quite remember how you activate, but
you do it by hitting the overlimit buttons again while in overlimit.
Okay. So that means that even characters who don't have a Mystic Art can still use the overlimit gauge, and they're not like, and it's not like something completely useless at the initial attack in the first game. Well, it wasn't completely useless, but it was kinda.
Yeah. That said, this game is, I mean, I can't speak for plot yet, of course, but in terms of technicalities, this is a huge step up from Radiant 1 in a lot of regards. Even in terms of just graphics, like, you might not think it's but it's actually a lot shinier than Radiant 1 was. Especially when you're looking at it on an actual PSP.
Yeah, actually, this game, in the both graphical and sound department, it's a huge improvement of the first game. The first game used very basic sound fonts. It's very noticeable, and this game uses very specific synths that. Well,
and here Kanona's like, you're not strong enough. Don't even try.
Yeah. I was going to mention.
And this little menu is just, you want to learn about the enemy you just fought, and typically you just don't care.
I think it's talking about strategies, but I didn't quite get that. But
maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, Stan won't set up his strategies for a while, so...
Yeah, because this game doesn't start you off with, like, any good ones, period. So... Yeah, you're gonna see me doing some manual control for a bit, but, I also skipped a lot of the introductory mission because really it's just kill this thing, harvest this item, etc. Simple shit.
Oh yeah. This game simplified quests a lot compared to the first game. Like, if you have to kill a monster, it's going to be the monster that's going to spawn a lot. If you have to get an item...
Usually being the key word here, because I have done some missions where I swear to God nothing popped up that I wanted to. I don't know if it's just me. But...
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot higher probability than the first game, and in the third game, they outright just remove all monsters that you don't need.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and just for people who don't know, the developers of this game also made Phantasy Star Portable, which is a very similar game in style. So they had quite a lot of knowledge of like single player, multiplayer, like how do you call that?
Local play. But,
I mean like MMORPG but single player.
MMO style games, yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically the best way you can put it.
Surprisingly,
which makes you wonder why they didn't make a Tales MMO.
Yeah. They even treat parties and items like they treat items for like tiers and levels. Like it's the same as an MMO.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean the one trade-off in all this is that I do miss actually going to like different towns and stuff in Radiant 1. You lose a little bit of role-playing aspect by simplifying things so much, but I mean it makes for a smoother experience. So I guess it's a decent trade-off.
Yeah, the good thing is that if you need a character, and well, you need now, if you really want a character, you don't have to go to that town, ask that character, and they can be like, oh, I don't want to go there.
Yeah. Yeah, here I'm pretty sure the only time a character will refuse you if it's either A, a story reason, or B, they have a quest up.
Yeah, they can only refuse if basically the game doesn't want you to.
Yeah, whereas in Radiant 1, it didn't matter. At any time, they could just be like, yeah, no, not happening.
The bad thing is that even in this game and its sequel, they didn't implement changing parties in the middle of a dungeon, which I still find it weird.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
What was the problem of adding an extra slot and letting you change one of the characters to a reserve or something?
I mean, it would be helpful. You could spend less money on TP that way. It would be nice. And here, Peniel's like, hey, if you have DLC, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I can't get any of the DLC because I couldn't access the website, so I assume it's dead.
It was timed. They would release DLC for weeks, and then they would change it. So, yeah.
I hear ya.
And it wasn't paid, so...
Yeah, it was all free stuff. So you won't be seeing any of the DLC in this playthrough unless somebody, like, hacked the files and would be willing to share them, which I doubt. I haven't found any, so...
It wasn't anything too amazing, though.
Yeah, it was like Soul Calibur, cameo items and stuff like that.
Mostly they were aesthetic things. Like, if I remember correctly, many of the items were like parts of the Tales characters.
Mhm.
Like here you have Sentinel's wrists, or here you have I don't know, I don't remember right now, but I think you could have like Reed's choker.
Nice. Can you get Clark's hat?
You what?
Can you get Clark's hat? Because I know you can get it in the third one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, before I forget to mention it in this part, this game has the green chests, which are terrible.
Yeah, you'll see them in a later part. I have to deal with one later.
You need to collect all of the spirit fragments or something.
Yeah, which is random drops or randomly in chests around the dungeon. So you have to get lucky. And then when you go to open one, you'll see what you have to do when you get there. Great.
Yeah, this game is kind of grindy in some ways, but we'll get to that later. Well, or Stan
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. Like Radiant 1, I'm gonna have rotating guests and whatnot, as pertained to their taste. So.
Too bad there's no Tales of Hearts characters for me to who's on. Or Fantasia.
I
yet.
don't know, they might have Gal.